Retire at 55. Here is why it secretly beats 62. Here is something nobody on Wall Street wants you to hear. When you retire at 62, the age every financial advisor and every HR brochure pushes as early retirement, you're quietly handing over the 7 best years of your life. And the math actually favors walking away at 55. I know how that lands. You're already thinking there is no possible way. Because at 55, you've got no Social Security, no Medicare, and you'll burn through your savings before you hit 70. Stay with me for the next 8 minutes. Because by the time we wrap this up, I'm going to walk you through the IRS rule almost nobody talks about, the healthcare loophole that drops premiums below $100 a month, and the cold actuarial truth about how many genuinely healthy years you have left once you cross 62. None of this is theory. This is the data. Let's get into it. Start with the elephant in the room, which is Social Security. If you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67, not 65, not 62, 67, straight from ssa.gov, which means when you file at 62, you're not collecting early benefits. You're locking in 70% of your full benefit permanently for the rest of your life. That is a 30% pay cut you can never claw back. Let me put real numbers on that. A full benefit of $3,000 a month at 67 shrinks to $2,100 at 62, which means $900 a month gone, $10,800 a year, every single year until the day you die. And here is where it gets interesting. Because AARP ran the math on the break-even point, and you don't actually come out ahead by waiting until 67, until you reach roughly 78 years and 8 months old. Sit with that for a second. You have to live almost to 79 just to break even on the so-called smart advice. The entire 62 versus 67 debate is a coin flip dressed up as financial wisdom, which leads to the bigger question. Why are we even framing this around 62 in the first place? Now here is what nobody told you in your 401k onboarding meeting. It is called the Rule of 55, and it is written directly into the IRS code. If you leave your job during or after the calendar year you turn 55, you can pull money straight out of that employer S401k with 0.10% penalty attached, and you only owe regular income tax on the withdrawal. Most people assume you have to wait until 59 and a half to touch retirement money, but that is the IRA rule, not the 401k rule, which means the IRS literally handed you a 4.5 year head start, and almost nobody bothers to use it. A few details to lock in, because I want you walking away with real information instead of fluff. The Rule of 55 only applies to the 401k at the employer you just walked away from. So old, 401k, S from previous jobs don't qualify. And the second you roll that money into an IRA, the privilege evaporates. Stop and think before you sign any rollover paperwork. For public safety workers, meaning firefighters, police, EMS, and air traffic controllers, the IRS drops that age all the way down to 50. And if you are holding an IRA instead of a 401k, there is a second backdoor called Rule 72T, substantially equal periodic payments, which lets you tap your IRA before 59 and a half, as long as you commit to a fixed schedule for at least 5 years, or until you hit 59 and a half, whichever comes later. Less flexible, but it works. The point is, the IRS already built the early retirement plumbing. We just stopped reading the manual, which brings us to the objection people scream the loudest. What about health insurance? Medicare doesn't start until 65. True, and here is why it matters less than people think. The 2025 Fidelity Retiree Healthcare cost estimate projects that a 65-year-old retiring today will spend $172,500 on healthcare over the rest of retirement, a number that climbed from $165,000 the year before. That headline is real, but it buries the part that actually matters. Because ACA marketplace subsidies are calculated on income, not assets. Read that line twice. Not your net worth, not your 401k balance. Just your reportable, taxable income. The result is that when you retire at 55 and pull from a blended mix of Roth accounts, cash savings, and a modest taxable withdrawal, your reported income can come in low enough to drop ACA premiums into double digits. We're talking $94 a month in real-world cases, with the government covering the other $1,800. One fair warning though, the enhanced ACA subsidies extended under the Inflation Reduction Act run through 2025, and Congress still has to decide what happens after that, so keep an eye on it. The bigger picture is that the healthcare gap between 55 and 65 is a planning problem, not a brick wall, and anyone telling you it is impossible to bridge has not actually done the math. Now, let me get a little philosophical with you, because this next part is the most important section in the entire video. Pull up the Social Security actuarial life table. It is public and it is free, just go look at it. At age 55, the average American male has another 24 years of life expectancy ahead of him, and the average female has 27.7 years. At 62, the male number drops to 19 and the female number falls to 22. Retiring at 62 instead of 55 costs you 7 years on paper. But here is the kicker. World Health Organization data shows that roughly 1/4 of your remaining life after age 60 is spent in less than good health, which is the gap between life expectancy and healthy life expectancy. Translated into plain English, the years you're trading away aren't average years, they're your best years. Financial planner Michael Stein coined the framework for this back in 1998 in his book, The Prosperous Retirement, and he called them the go years, the slow go years and the no-go years. Go covers your 50s and 60s. When you're traveling, hiking, building, exploring. Slow go hits in your 70s. When trips get shorter and energy drops. No go arrives in your 80s and beyond. When spending shifts almost entirely toward healthcare and home, which means when you grind through to 62, 65, or 67, you're not delaying retirement. You're spending the go years sitting under fluorescent office lights, and then retiring just in time to start slowing down. Nobody on their deathbed wishes they'd worked one more year, but plenty of people in their 70s wish they'd retired a decade earlier. I'm not going to sit here and pretend retiring at 55 comes risk-free, because it doesn't. There is something called sequence of returns risk, which means if the market tanks in your first 5 years of retirement, picture a 2008 style crash, and you're pulling money out at the bottom. Your portfolio may never recover. The earlier you retire, the more years that risk has to bite into your savings. You're also surrendering 7 years of compound growth, 7 years of employer 401k matching, and 7 years of the new secure 2.0 super catch up, which starting in 2025 lets workers aged 60 through 63 sock away an extra $11,250 into their 401k. That is not pocket change, and the average American is nowhere near ready for any of this. Because the 2024 Guardian LifeStreet UD pegs the average actual retirement age in the United States at 62, and the Mass Mutual Retirement Happiness Study found that workers view 63 as the ideal age. Most people aren't even close to the kind of nest egg that makes 55 realistic. I'm not telling you to walk into your boss's office tomorrow and quit. I'm telling you that if the numbers work, and for more people than you'd expect they actually do, the conventional wisdom is dead wrong. Let's bring it home. Retiring at 62 locks in a 30% permanent Social Security cut, a 3-year healthcare bridge, and a retirement that starts right around the time your body whispers slow down. Retiring at 55 unlocks the rule of 55. Controllable ACA, subsidized healthcare, 7 extra go years, and the option to delay Social Security all the way to 70, where every additional year of waiting adds another 8% to your check, capping out at 124% of your full benefit. The 401k limit climbs to $24,500 in 2026. The IRA limit moves up to $7,500, and Secure 2.0 keeps layering in more flexibility every year. The infrastructure for early retirement has never looked stronger. The only thing that hasn't moved is the story we keep telling ourselves, that 62 is the early retirement age. It isn't, 55 is, and the IRS has been quietly whispering that to anyone willing to listen for decades. If this changed the way you think about retirement, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment letting me know whether you're aiming for 55, 62, or 67. I read every single one of them. I'll see you in the next video.